Hi, welcome back to my sewing space. I'm Alison, this is Sew Like Dotty, and today I'm bringing you a very different for me vlog. There are going to be different clips. I'm basically going to make a bag from start to finish. Not just a bag, a fully leather bag, which is going to go through lots of layers. I'm going to be putting pockets in. I'm not going to go through all the technical details because Emma from Studio 77 has a full vlog with all of that on, which I'm going to follow because I love watching a vlog. But I'm going to take you through, I'm going to go over there, I'm going to chat to you about kind of prep and doing it. And yeah, I'm re-recording this bit because it didn't work at the beginning, but I'm wearing it. It is finished, but I'm not going to reveal it to you just yet. You'll have to wait until the end to see how it looks. So I'm making the Trippit, or Trippit I think I keep calling it, bag from Studio 77, and I have to say it is finished and I love it a lot. It's very stinking cute, I've got to say. So stick around right till the end. It's very different vlog style for me. And this isn't about hard sell on a pattern. It's not about hard sell on a machine. You're going to see me changing needle plates, changing feet, using a variety of feet. And I'm going to have a chat to you at the end about that experience. Hi, so I am making the Trippit bag as I said. It is Studio 77. I have been gifted the pattern from Emma very kindly, and it's kind of a collaboration because I'm going to use the Baby Lock Hagane, which is a lawn machine to me at the moment, and I'm setting it a bit of a challenge. So I've chosen this roll of leather from my stash, which is like a patchwork leather. I've had it for quite a while sitting in my stash. As you can see, I've been cutting out. I've got all the pattern pieces laid out and weighted down so I know which one they are, so slip pocket, etc. So this is kind of the size of the finished bag. I really just want a bag that I can, when I'm kind of doing demo days, or I'm on the Baby Lock stand, or I'm just out and about, a crossbody that really just fits phone, lippy, key. That's all I kind of would really need with me. So I think this is going to be ideal. Now there are different options with it. You can have card wallet slots, which I use Apple Pay on my watch, so I don't need the cards, so I'm not doing that. And there's a zip up pocket on the front and a pocket on the back, I think, and a slip pocket inside and a crossbody strap. So things I've got ready, I would usually use the Tex 35 thread, which I do buy from Studio 77. I've got a few colours, but none of them, well, they would complement the brown, but I want something to blend in. So I've got this top stitching thread, I think that's what it is. It's a Gutermann 100 meters, and I think it's a top stitching thread, and that is a really good colour match for the brown. So obviously you could, do some highlighted stitches with a different thread, but I want to kind of keep it matching. I am a little bit nervous. I've not sewn anything this small and as in this much detail in terms of making a bag, because sometimes with the bag, the bigger you go, the easier I think it is. But I'm really looking forward to making it. So I cut everything out yesterday. It's all kind of prepped and ready. Now, because this is a leather and some of it's going to be 2 or 3 layers, I'm not too worried about the machine handling it at all. But I've decided, possibly against my better judgment, not to interface, because it's going to be like 3 layers deep almost, with pockets and different things on either side. So we'll see how I get on. Things I've got to hand are my trusty little clips. I promise this isn't me advertising, but these are the only place I found them, from Studio 77. So these are like your quilting clips, but they've got silicone inside, so they don't mark your fabrics like your regular quilting clips do for leather and vinyl. And then these little scissors that I bought Christmas time from Emma. Those 2 things I think are still on her website to buy. Let's get the machine threaded up and ready to go. So my machine is set up, it's threaded there. I don't need a separate thread stand for this thread. It comes through here and then it goes down round like a traditional threading of a sewing machine. Got a stitch length here. I'm going to try it on a 4 at first. I've put it onto low speed. We've got needle up, down, and I'm going to play around. You can have feed dots dogs down, middle or fully up, so I'm going to play around with that. I've got the knee lift in as well, and you can see I've put the extension table on, and I've just put 3 pieces of leather here just to do a test. So I need to bring my thread up first of all, so I'm just going to move that now and do that, and then we'll do some stitching. Yeah, such a nice stitch. I'm going to leave it on a 5, I think. So that's gone through 4 layers of leather. You saw how easily it did that, so I'm not worried about it at all. Obviously on curves I'm going to be clipping the vinyl, so and I need to get used to using a knee lift. I'm not very good at that. I'm going to set up my iPad just here because obviously there are instructions on Studio 77, but I'm a video girl and Emma has got a great sew along for this, so I'm actually going to follow the sew along on there, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. So when I went to sew the leather on both sides to put the zip in, it started sticking. This is the regular needle plate, so I'm just going to unscrew this. Sorry if my hands get in the way. And I'm basically going to change it for this one, which is the Teflon needle plate. So I'll have a Teflon foot and a Teflon needle plate. So when I got the feet, I just put them all into this little box here. I'll need it anyway because I want the zip foot later. I think I'm going to switch to this one, which is the Teflon coated foot. It's the same as the standard foot, and it does seem to be sewing it okay, but I'm just thinking when I get to a chunkier piece of leather later, it might be helpful to have the Teflon on. Okay, let's try it and see how it works this time. Go on this end. I've not done this end yet at all before, so it's quite thick. We're now going through 2 layers of leather and a zip, and I'm just going to turn the stitch length up slightly. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. I'm very impressed. So without that, it just didn't move at all. So I thought I'd take stock of where I'm at, where I'm up to, and yeah, what's going on with the bag. So I'm following Emma's sew along. Before I do the next part, which is almost kind of the last part to bring it together, I'm going to check my bobbin thread's got enough in to kind of do the whole thing, because I'll be kind of sewing around, I think, the gusset twice. And I think that's it. So the bag, if you watch Emma's video, it's quite good because she does talk about how you can configure it in different ways, and that's what I did originally. I thought I wouldn't use the card wallets, let's put some pockets on. So I did cut the slip pocket, which is folded over to put on the inside, but I thought actually I'll probably put this little camera inside and slot my phone in the back, and then my lipstick and probably a little purse with the key in would go in the zip pocket. So I've got the 2 pieces finished that are going to form the bag with the gusset, and I thought I'd share that with you. So basically with the gusset you have 2 long pieces which fold around the zipper, and then I've top stitched that. My last thing to do is just to stitch these together. I picked up some tips from Emma as well. If you sew a slip pocket on, to start at the bottom and come round and up and round and up, so you don't get that pulling or it doesn't go out of misalignment. I'm not for 1 minute going to say that this bag is perfect, because I'm not a bag maker. I'm learning about bags, and yeah, just love learning. So front of the bag, I will flip this round so it's mirrored, and you've got your zip at the top here, and that's lined with leather on that side, but I didn't line this side, it's just the back of the leather. Then this will form the inside of the bag. So this is where I'm thinking lipstick like purse with a key in sort of thing in there. Perfect. Then this will be the other inside, just plain. And what I've done on the back is put the slip pocket. I didn't leave it doubled though. I don't know if you'll see it. I took it down and top stitched it just to take some thickness out of the seams for when I do the gusset. And I used the wider D-rings because all of my straps are 38mm, and I've got straps that I interchange, so I might put a pink strap on with this, or I might put, I'm sure I've already got a brown leather one that I made with rose gold rivets and everything on. So I like to switch my bags from one strap to the other. So these are on an angle in the middle and your strap would come off there. I don't think I've got these lined up perfectly, but it's okay. It's the back, and then my phone would just slip into there. So next step is to put them together. So how long have I been going? A couple of hours I've been on. I've been stop and start, and I'm trying not to rush it, because as a sewist I tend to maybe rush things. I've stopped, I've had lunch, I've watched the video, I've been up and I've been down. I've really enjoyed the process. So final piece, I'll come back to you when I've finished. So my bag is complete. I've had such a lovely afternoon in my sewing space doing this. Just a really nice project, no rush, no pressure. It's taken me about 3.5 hours, I think, but I've been stopping and starting to record different angles and things as well. I don't have a recording studio with cameras, you know, all set up on frames and stuff. I wish I did. That is my dream. So bear with me on some of the angles and things. But as I said at the beginning, Emma has a fabulous sew along, and I just wanted to go through the experience with you. So you saw me change out my needle plate early. It just wasn't sewing when it had leather facing out, you know, wrong sides together. It just wasn't taking it through, so I changed it out. I've not done that before on this machine. So this is the regular needle plate, and it's hinged because the bobbin goes in here. So it would be that way around. That flips up if you're looking at it, and the bobbin goes in there, but the plate looks exactly the same with the markings on and things. So first time I've done that. Tick. I'll just leave that on because I've got another bag that I'm going to be working on this week. I did have the original, like the regular sort of universal foot, whatever the proper name is for it. I'll pop that back in my little box. I did briefly show you this. I just got this at Home Bargains. I already had it for something. So when all the feet came in a bag, I put them into this. Now, I don't know the name of this. I have got the manual electronically. That's just because this is kind of the like a demo machine rather than a machine you would get in its box. But when I got it, I got these 2 feet, and I thought, well, they look the same, but having explored them more today, they're not the same. In principle, they are. Now, hopefully you can see them. So we've got, let me bring it down, sorry. They look like that, but on the top, maybe you can see if I just hold one up. Sorry, I'm still learning the angles on this camera. I don't think you can see it very well. I'm going to put a little bit of footage in because I did record it. So basically you've got one side of this is chunkier than the other side. So when I was top stitching where the zip front went in, I used this to go down the edge of where the zip was. So, you know, when you fold over and you top stitching, and then I put this on that side, so that just followed the edge of the zip along, so I got a really good line, a little bit like a stitch in the ditch with the metal underneath, but this is plastic. I don't know if it's Teflon actually, I'm not sure. So that was beautiful. The difference between them is there's a little bit here which isn't coming out very well. You might see it on the video. They're different thicknesses, so I would say one is maybe 1 mil and the other is 2 mil, or 1.5 and 3, something like that. So it would give you a different spacing, which is, I've learned something there today. So I've changed the needle plate, I've changed the feet, very easy to do, no problem. I've filled the bobbin up again just before I went around that final circle of the bag to put the gusset in. It did need doing, so I was pleased that I did. And yeah, the machine, I can't even say, I love this machine. Carl's just said, you're never going to want that machine to go away. I was like, absolutely not. I love it. I've got projects lined up. In fact, my head's full of them. So let me show you the finished bag. So it is meant to be bound. I say meant to be because I haven't bound it, but that's because in parts because of how I've constructed it, not the pattern, I've used all leather. I haven't lined it at all. The lining is leather because I really wanted to put this machine through its paces, and I wanted it to look beautiful on the inside as well. The reason I didn't bind it was I'm not, well, A, I'm not really fussed, and B, I was kind of thinking I'm on a winner at this point, just stop. And it looks great, I've got to say. Birthing it was interesting, but I just took my time. Shall I show you it? So here we go. This is the front. So we've got this zip pocket here, and this is the bit where I used that foot on the edges here. Then inside is all leather, no pockets, and on the back I did these, I think I showed you this earlier. I'm not sure I got these leveled up, but it's absolutely fine because it's only where the strap goes on and you don't see it. Then my pocket at the back. My phone does go in here, but it also goes inside, so I can use the pockets in whichever configuration I want to for the things that I want. If my phone goes in the big compartment, I'll probably put my lippy in here, and yeah, whatever, I don't know yet. So I've got my pocket on the back. I did have a roll of this leather, which is, let me just shut the lid on these feet before they go everywhere. A roll of this leather, which is pretty thick. I would say this is like maybe 3 to 4 mil thick. I've used this before, and I put holes in it manually and I riveted it together, but I've just sewn it together on this machine. Hopefully you can see that there. I've done 2 lines and I've just backstitched at either end. That won't go anywhere. It's really sturdy, and I'm not going to have anything super weighty in this bag either. I haven't done a slider on it because of the thickness, and actually the length of the strap is right for exactly where I want it. I'm going to put it on. There we go. So let me just push you back a little bit, and then you can probably see a load of mess, but I'm not bothered. Who has a sewn space that doesn't have mess in it? There we go. So obviously, let me move that. I can move it around, so it's just dangling on the 2 of those there. In the pattern you can use 1-inch strapping and 1-inch D-rings if you want to, but all my straps are 38mm, so it didn't make any sense. I've got it low, but if I want to I'll shorten this, but I didn't want to do it too, I don't want it sort of sitting on my boobs. I know there's a thing about wearing bags up here, but I'm more comfortable with it. Let me pull my trousers up down there. I'll put some photos in, obviously, but I'm really happy with it. I think I said at the beginning, it's so stinking cute, and it is. Like, yeah, I'm really thrilled. I'm not a bag maker. I'm learning to make bags. Obviously, I've made like 1,000 bestie bags, but making this was very different. You go around very tight corners with, in some parts, I think I had 3 or 4 layers of leather in because I'd lined it in leather as well and added pockets and things. And I don't have a stiletto, but I did have my little blue thing. So I just used that. That's what Emma said, to kind of go around the corners after you've clipped into the corners. So for me, making bags is, watching videos is a way to learn. I did this with swimwear, so I might not have wanted to make that particular pattern, but I watch lots of videos because it helps me to learn. It's how the knowledge goes in, and yeah, I really enjoyed making it, and I really enjoyed watching Emma's video. And has it inspired me to make more? Yes. Do I love this machine? Yes. Where these D-rings went through at the back, at one point it stitched through 8 layers of leather, like as if it was out for a stroll. So very happy, that's made, perfect time, and I need it in a few weeks time. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. So I'm going to head off now. I hope you've had a lovely weekend of sewing, and I'll catch up with you on Friday. Let's see what I get up to between now and then. Bye for now.